Welcome back to Stoic Mindset. Today, we're diving into something many of us have experienced but might not fully understand. The signs that someone hates you and how Stoic philosophy can help you recognize and respond to it wisely. Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone doesn't like you? Maybe it's a colleague at work, a friend who suddenly becomes distant, or even someone in your social circle. The truth is, hatred isn't always obvious. It can be subtle, masked behind certain behaviors and attitudes. But if you can spot the signs, you'll know exactly how to handle the situation without letting it affect your inner peace. The world we live in is full of complex relationships. People are not always direct about their feelings, especially when it comes to dislike or even hatred. But what if I told you that you don't need to play the guessing game? Stoic philosophy offers timeless wisdom on how to read people's actions and reactions, giving you the tools to stay calm and composed, even when someone harbors negative feelings toward you. Instead of letting their hatred consume your thoughts, Stoicism teaches you how to rise above it. Think about it. How many times have you wasted energy trying to figure out if someone dislikes you? Whether it's at work, in your family, or among friends, we often get caught up in overanalyzing others' behavior. But here's where Stoicism comes in. It reminds us that we cannot control how others feel about us, but we can control how we respond. In this video, we're going to uncover the 7 clear signs that someone might hate you and, more importantly, how Stoics would handle each one with grace, wisdom, and strength. By the end of this video, you'll not only be able to recognize these signs, but also develop a Stoic mindset that allows you to remain unshaken by the hatred of others. Stick around, because I'll share practical steps on how to handle these situations and maintain your inner peace, no matter how others feel about you. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. They avoid you or distance themselves. One of the clearest signs that someone harbors negative feelings toward you is that they begin to distance themselves. Whether it's at work, in social gatherings, or even in personal relationships, people who dislike you will often make an effort to avoid you. They might stop engaging in conversation, avoid eye contact, or find excuses to be somewhere else when you're around. This silent distancing can be a major indicator that someone's feelings have shifted, and they may be harboring resentment or dislike. But here's the thing, Stoicism teaches us not to take this personally. As humans, we are quick to assume that when someone distances themselves, it's a reflection of something we did wrong. However, the Stoics remind us that other people's actions are often a result of their own internal struggles, not necessarily a reflection of who we are. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, teaches us to let go of trying to control what others do. Instead of obsessing over their behavior, focus on controlling your own reactions. Think about how much energy you waste trying to decode someone's avoidance. The Stoic response to this is simple. Accept that people's actions are outside of your control and don't let it disturb your peace. If someone chooses to distance themselves, respect their space without letting it consume your thoughts. Your inner tranquility is far more valuable than trying to win over someone who's already chosen to walk away. So, the next time you notice someone pulling away or avoiding you, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's not your job to fix their feelings. Instead, focus on your own growth and remember that not everyone in life will like you, and that's okay. A true Stoic understands that peace comes from within, not from the validation of others. Sign number 2. They are passive-aggressive toward you. Passive aggression is a tricky form of communication, often used by those who don't want to openly express their dislike. It could be in the form of backhanded compliments, sarcastic remarks, or consistently doing small things that irritate you without being outright hostile. If someone regularly displays passive-aggressive behavior toward you, it's likely a sign of underlying resentment or dislike. While passive aggression can be frustrating, Stoicism teaches us to rise above it. The key here is to understand that their behavior is a reflection of their own emotional state, not yours. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In other words, you cannot control someone's passive-aggressive tendencies, but you can control how you respond to them. Instead of getting drawn into their negativity, a Stoic would remain calm and detached. When someone is passive-aggressive, they're often looking for a reaction, a way to validate their negative feelings toward you by provoking you. Don't give them the satisfaction. A true Stoic approach would be to acknowledge their behavior without letting it affect your mood or self-worth. If the situation calls for it, address the issue calmly and assertively, but never out of anger. Passive aggression is rooted in insecurity and unresolved conflict, and the best way to handle it is with composure. By not reacting emotionally, you take away the power that passive aggression holds over you. It's a form of emotional control, and when you master it, you free yourself from the negative influence of others. Stoics don't let passive-aggressive behavior dictate their peace of mind, and neither should you. Sign number 3. They criticize or belittle you. Another clear sign that someone may harbor hatred or resentment toward you is when they constantly criticize or belittle you, often in subtle ways. This could be in the form of harsh feedback, pointing out your flaws in public, or making you feel inferior. Criticism, when done with ill intent, is not about helping you grow. It's about tearing you down. People who dislike you often use criticism as a tool to express their underlying negative feelings without being overtly hostile. So, how does a Stoic handle this? First, Stoicism teaches us to separate constructive criticism from malicious intent. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to welcome criticism if it's true, but to dismiss it if it's said with harmful intent. If someone's criticism is valid, take it as an opportunity to learn and improve. However, if their words are meant to belittle you or damage your self-esteem, it's important to recognize that their words reflect more about them than they do about you. Instead of reacting defensively or letting their criticism affect your confidence, a Stoic would approach the situation with calm detachment. Ask yourself, is this criticism rooted in truth, or is it a reflection of their own issues? If it's the latter, dismiss it and move forward without letting it shake your self-worth. Remember, the Stoic mindset is all about maintaining control over your emotions and not letting the opinions of others dictate how you feel about yourself. People who belittle others often do so out of their own insecurities. Stoics recognize that criticism can be a tool for growth, but only when it's constructive and comes from a place of honesty and respect. If someone is constantly criticizing you, use it as an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. Don't allow their negativity to penetrate your peace. Let it slide off you, like water off a rock. Sign number 4. They celebrate your failures. One of the more hurtful signs that someone dislikes or even hates you is when they take pleasure in your failures or setbacks. Whether it's a project that didn't go as planned, a personal loss, or even a small mistake, if someone seems to enjoy seeing you fail, this is a clear sign that their feelings toward you are far from positive. They may even go out of their way to remind you of your failures or subtly gloat over your misfortunes. This is where Stoic philosophy shines in helping us rise above petty behavior. The Stoics teach that setbacks and failures are a natural part of life, and how we respond to them is what defines our character. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the inevitability of challenges and reminded himself that each failure is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. If someone takes pleasure in your failure, let it be their problem, not yours. Instead of feeling hurt or embarrassed by their reaction, a Stoic would view the situation with a clear mind. Remember, the only thing within your control is how you handle the failure itself. If you face your setbacks with dignity and resilience, the opinions of others lose all power over you. Let them celebrate your failures. Your focus should be on learning from the experience and moving forward with renewed determination. By adopting this Stoic mindset, you take away the satisfaction that others get from your misfortune. Your failures are not their victories. They are your lessons. When you approach life with this attitude, no amount of negative energy from others can shake you. You'll find that your self-worth is rooted in your ability to rise after every fall, not in the approval or disapproval of those around you. Sign number 5. They gossip about you behind your back. Gossip is a common tool used by those who dislike or hate someone. It's a way for them to express their negative feelings without confronting you directly. If you find out that someone is spreading rumors or talking behind your back, it's a clear indication that they harbor ill feelings toward you. Gossip is a form of manipulation designed to damage your reputation or turn others against you. The Stoic approach to gossip is simple. Don't let it affect you. Epictetus said, If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." In other words, Stoics recognize that people will talk, and often they will talk out of ignorance. But what matters is not what others say, it's how you conduct yourself. Instead of confronting the gossip or letting it affect your self-esteem, a Stoic would remain indifferent to it. Gossip is noise, it's irrelevant to your true character and the way you live your life. By maintaining your composure and integrity, you show that you are above petty talk. The opinions of others, especially when based on rumors, should not dictate your actions or your peace of mind. If you discover that someone is gossiping about you, don't react emotionally. Let it go, knowing that your actions speak louder than words. As long as you live in accordance with your values and remain true to yourself, the gossip will eventually fade into irrelevance. Remember, Stoics would never waste energy on the trivial opinions of others, and neither should you. Sign number 6. They discredit your achievements. People who dislike you often try to discredit or downplay your achievements. Instead of celebrating your successes, they might make you feel like your accomplishments aren't a big deal or suggest that you didn't deserve them. This is a subtle but powerful way of expressing resentment or jealousy. If someone repeatedly minimizes your efforts, it's a clear sign that their feelings toward you are negative. The Stoic response to this behavior is rooted in self-confidence. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of knowing your own worth and not relying on the praise of others to feel validated. If you've achieved something important, whether in your personal or professional life, let that accomplishment stand on its own. You don't need others to acknowledge it for it to be meaningful. When someone tries to downplay your achievements, a Stoic would simply acknowledge it without being affected by their opinion. Their attempt to discredit you is a reflection of their own insecurity, not a reflection of your worth. Instead of seeking approval from others, focus on the internal sense of satisfaction that comes from knowing you've done something meaningful. Success isn't about how others react, it's about how you feel about your progress. A Stoic remains grounded in their own sense of achievement, regardless of external recognition or criticism. So, if someone discredits your hard work, smile and move forward, knowing that their opinion doesn't diminish the value of what you've accomplished. Sign number 7. They go out of their way to compete with you. Finally, a strong sign that someone dislikes or resents you is when they constantly try to outdo or compete with you. Whether it's in your career, social life, or even personal achievements, they make everything a competition. Instead of supporting you, they view your success as a threat and feel the need to one-up you at every turn. In Stoicism, the idea of competition is less about rivalry and more about self-improvement. The Stoics teach us that the only competition that matters is the one within ourselves, becoming better today than we were yesterday. If someone is constantly trying to compete with you, the Stoic approach would be to recognize that their behavior stems from their own insecurities. Instead of engaging in this rivalry, focus on your own journey. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to focus on our own path. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. This means that instead of getting pulled into unnecessary competition, a Stoic focuses on being the best version of themselves without comparing their progress to others. When you let go of the need to compete with others, you free yourself from the pressure of trying to outperform anyone. If someone is constantly trying to compete with you, remain indifferent to their rivalry. Stay focused on your own goals and don't let their actions distract you from your path. A true Stoic knows that the only competition worth engaging in is the one with yourself, becoming wiser, more virtuous, and more at peace each day. So there you have it, the 7 signs that someone may harbor negative feelings toward you and how Stoic philosophy can help you recognize and respond to them. Whether it's through avoidance, passive aggression, or gossip, people's behavior can reveal a lot about their feelings. But remember, you are in control of your reactions, not their emotions. By embracing Stoic principles, you can maintain your inner peace, rise above petty behavior, and focus on what truly matters: your growth, your values, and your well-being. Thank you for watching today's video on Stoic mindset. If you found these insights helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, Stoicism teaches us that other people's opinions or actions should never disturb our inner tranquility. Stay calm, stay centered, and live with wisdom. See you next time.